Hello guys, you may saw a lot of videos in which the ball is following the music and the ball is falling and it's just following the music. So I already make two tutorials of these ball music videos in which we use the normal control, the manual control, not the normal but manual. Manual control, we insert keyframes and do that thing in Blender. But in this, we are going to use a simple method. It is very simple. We are just going to use the rigid body and just the physics in it, and we are going to make that. So first, I'm going to show you the example of the video. So you may saw the videos like that in which a ball is falling and it is just according to the music. So you may saw these videos. So in this video tutorial, I am going to make the music ball video of this music, and we are going to make it in Blender. So you just have to sit tight. It will be a long tutorial, so you don't need to follow everything. You just have to see what I am going to do here. And like the tutorial is simple, the things are simple. You don't need to just like copy each of my step. It will be look boring. You just sit tight and just follow the tutorial. You just get the idea, and then you go and practice it yourself. Find a music. In the first tutorial, I make two other tutorials. In the first tutorial, I also mention like how you can make the music by yourself. But if you don't have the music, you can download it from YouTube or other any other mean like TikTok if there is no copyright issue. So some people may have difficulty like how we can get the music. So there is a lot of free music. You just go here, download it, and just do the method which I am going to explain here. So you just have to sit there and get some snakes and coke and just watch the tutorial. Okay, so simple. Like in this video, we are not going to make this complex structure. I am going to make keep things simple. You can do it by yourself. If you have some ability to do the modeling, just make this structure like a good structure which has some art in it. So you can do it yourself. So I am just going to give you the concept and the idea like how you can do that in Blender. So okay, let's start it. So this music file I'm going to use it. So first you just have to uh, delete this. You can also delete the camera and then again insert it, but for me the camera is here and rest everything I just deleted it here. So first thing is that we are going to add the music. So here I'm going to move my mouse here and we just have to split a screen. You already know that. So just right click here and here you can see we want a vertical split, horizontal split. We want horizontal and just drag it and place it here. So we have another window here, the same like that, but we are going to change its editor type and I am going to make it the video sequencer. Okay, and here we see we have different option and now the window is changed. Just go here to add and under the add I am going to click here movie and go to download, and here I have this file in the where I have this file in the video. So I'm going to click here on the video and here I have a lot of files. You can also see it, but which one? This one. So I just selected it. I am not going to provide this file. You can just go here on the TikTok and you can download it. TikTok make your day. You go to TikTok and you can download it. This one. So here we have the two files, and I'm just press N. So we have this sidebar, and if I select this one, we you can see it is the music file, and this one is the video file. So we video file we don't need it, and if we click on the audio file, it will have this. Here under the sound, it's telling us that it's the audio file, and here you can if you click display waveform, you can also see the waveform. So the waveform which is needed, so we can like know that where the ball will hit. So the ball will hit according to these waveform. So this first one I am going to delete it, and if I am going to press control and just middle mouse button, I can make this wireframe bigger, and just like that. So you can see, like if we play it, and if when this bar will hit here, we will have sound, and if it will hit here, we will also have a sound. So just let me play it. If I play, so here you can see when it reach here, the waveform is starting, and we hear a sound, and again here we also hear a sound. So that's what we needed. Here you can see that when this waveform is hitting the start of a waveform, we hearing the music. So that is the first step. That is the basic idea, like how this ball will hit the structure. Okay, so go backward. If I am going to play it, when it will reach here, we hear a music. When will it reach here, we will hear a music. All right. Okay. Next, I'm going to just move it a little bit low. So you just got the idea. Or you want me to explain it again? Okay, let's explain it again. So basically, when we play this music, like we see in the video, when the ball hit, we hear a tone. So at this point, the ball will hit the structure. Then at this point here in the start of this waveform, the ball will hit the structure. Then on here, on here, on here. So in the same way, we are going to add the structure. So we hear this sound. Okay. So this is the basic idea. Hope so you got it. And here I am going to shift A, and by shift A we can add the object, and I am going to add the cylinder, and SZ, and make this cylinder like that. And here I am going to select its top, its bottom. I am going to press I to insert it. Sorry. So only top face, bottom face, and press I to insert it like that, and control R, add two loop cut here, and we can select these two S and Z like that, because we are going to apply the one of the most usable modifier, subdivision surface, and make it blue and just shade smooth. So we have this structure, a simple structure, a cylindrical structure. I'm going to move it like that, so we have enough space, and shift A, and I'm going to add a plane, R, X, and 90, and S and 50, and just move it in the back side like that. Okay, so we have this one structure, and this plane, the plane is basically the background of it. And I'm going to select this cylinder. I'm going to move it, and move it at this position like that, at here, and this plane, I'm going to move it so it's not just going to touch it, but near to this one. So this is our first structure. Okay, and I'm going to select this one and shift S. You already may know that what is the meaning of the shift S. We want cursor to select it, so our cursor is already moved here. Shift A, and I am going to add a UV sphere like that, and move it here. Apply the subdivision surface and shade smooth. Okay, so this ball we can make it smaller. So like when it's hit here, how much will be the size of this ball when it's going to hit here? We can make it a little bit bigger like that, or I think the smaller is good. That size is good. Okay, and control A and apply the scale. Also for this one, control A, apply the scale. And this one I'm going to move it here. Okay, now here we are going to use the magic of uh, physics. Okay, so I'm going to select this ball and go here to the physics properties, and we are going to edit a rigid body, and this rigid body will be the active, and it has the mass of 1 kg, and for the shape we are going to make it sphere. So you may already know how to use the rigid body, or you can just Google it, YouTube, and go on YouTube and watch a tutorial, complete tutorial about the rigid body. So you may know all the properties and how you can change them. The things I am going to tell here will be only related to the ball music. Okay, so we have to make this one the active and change the collision type to the sphere, and for the surface response, and here we have the sensitivity, and we are just going to use this one. So we are going to change this shape to sphere, and this will be the active, so it will be like moving object, and the collision shape will be sphere, and the surface response, here we have the friction, like how much friction this will have when it will be have in contact with another body. uh, you may know the meaning of the friction, and resistance of object to movement. So it's already give you the definition, and here we have the bounciness effect, like if this ball will hit another object, how it will be have the bounce effect. Okay, so for this one we can make it 1. So let's suppose we make it 1. So this will be ball, and this is the rigid body properties of this ball, and here we have this structure. Okay, and here we can see, here we have this one. Select this structure, add a rigid body physics, and make it passive. So passive means this structure is like in still, it's not moving. And here we are going to make it to mesh. It will be the mesh. And for the friction I am going to increase it, and this bouncy net, it's right now it's 0, and let's make it this one 5. So here we are going to apply the rigid body to the moving ball, and we apply the rigid body to the structure, and for the structure we make it passive. So here one important thing is that we are going to move forward with this music, and we are going to keep adding this structure. So we only going to play the values of the rigid body properties of this structure according to our requirement. For the ball, when we are going to start our animation for this ball, we are not going to change the values for this ball, the rigid body properties of this ball. We are not going to change it. If we change it in the next structure, it will just destroy the whole setup. So you have to keep in mind that in the start you have to select the values for this ball. You are not able to change the rigid body properties of this ball, but for this structure, when you are going to keep adding this structure, you can change the rigid body properties of this structure. So here we can see this ball is going to hit this one, and here this so we want basically this ball will hit this structure when this the keyframe when it reach at 6 frame keyframe. So that's the point where we want this ball to hit it. So we only have to change the position of either the ball or this structure, so it can and this ball will hit on this structure according to this timeline. Okay, so hope so you may understand that. And here one other thing, we have to bake this animation after adding the new structure. When we want to see this keyframe, and this timeline is going to move to the next tune. So here we have this rigid body word, and here we have this cache, and here we also have the speed. We can also change the speed according to our requirement. So you have to go here to the scene properties, and you just have to play this the speed value, and you have to set it according to your requirement, not according to your requirement, according to the requirement of the music. So let me see, and here we have calculate to frame. So we want at we 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 are going to move the keyframe, this timeline, according to our the tone, and then we click here calculate to frame. So here you can see this ball is going to move from this point. So basically we want to, when we're going to play it at this point and we click calculate to frame, so it will only calculate it from 0 to 6. So this value to calculate to frame are going to help us to make the animation, and we know that where we are going to use this, uh, where we are going to add the next structure. So this was all the theory, the explanation. So when we are going to do the practical, you may understand it completely. Okay. Okay, so now I am going to change this speed to 2 and back to frame, and here we see it's only moving from 0 to 6, how much it will travel. So it's the ball is here at this point, and I am going to move my structure so it's not just touching it but just close to it. It's not going to merge in it. Okay, so here let's play it and see. So now you can see the ball is coming here at this point on this structure, but it's not moving, it's not going. After that, it's just stopping on it. You can see it's just stopping it. So we have to change the bounce values here. I just use the default value. So I am going to go here, and this bounciness I am going to make it 1, and this friction I am going to decrease it. So now let's see what will happen. So here you see it is it it's going to hit it, and then it's jump back. The We have the bounciness. So I am going to select this one, and it's in the y direction. I'm just going to rotate it a little bit, so when it's hit it, it's move in the other side. It has this bounce effect. Or y, and just move it like that. And here I am going to make it at till this point, and go to scene properties, and I am going to calculate to frame. So here you can see the ball is moving. So just see it, it has some bounciness, but it's again hitting on this point. So I am going to select this ball, move to the first frame. So first frame, in the first frame, I am going to play with the value of this rigid body properties of this ball. So this one I am going to make it very smaller. I'm going to go here on this next tune. We have it here. Go to scene properties and calculate the frame. So now just check it how it's going. So again it's just hitting this one and then moving in the other direction. So again I am going to play the value of this structure. So it's just like bounce like that. Okay, so maybe you are going to understand that, maybe not, but just keep listening, keep watching, and when you actually going to perform it, it will be easy for you. So for this ball I'm going to make the friction 0, and for this structure I am going to make it 0, and we have full bounciness here, also full bounciness, and like that. Okay, so this structure we have to make it smaller, so it will be like, I just want it to bounce. Or we can also do, let's play the mass value 0.5, and again at this frame we are going to bake it to frame and just see its reaction. So basically it's not like bouncing, in the way I want it. So I'm going to make this one 2.5, and at this point I want to calculate to frame and now see its effect. Okay, so we have to keep playing with these values. So here I am going to apply this modifier, Control A, and now see. I'm going to remove this modifier, and under the scene properties, let's see now its bounciness. So basically, okay, for this one, I am going to make some changes for the rigid body physics. So for the first frame, like for the first structure, you just have to play with these values. And for the collision, I'm going to 0.01. Here we are going to use the collision, and also here 0.01 for this collision. And now again, okay, here we have some effect, some of this effect. Let's play it again. Okay, here we are going to make it like that, and I am going to make this structure smaller like that. Okay, at this point, key too big. Now just see it. Just going to move it like that so that now see it. Yeah, that's what we want. So it's hitting and going and bouncing like that. So that's the effect we needed. That's why I play with these values. I change the speed. Now I'm going to make this speed 2.25 and see its effect, because I thought its speed is, I think 2.5 is good, because it's, now I'm going to select this one. I don't want that bounciness, because ball will hit here. Now it's moving like that, and from this point to this point, so we are in the ninth frame. Here in the timeline 9 frame, we have to go here to the 27 frame. So here I am going to add a structure here, like something like that, which is the ball will hit here, and it will be go like that, and here we have another structure at this position. So that's our planning view, where we can delete that annotation. Yeah, okay. So this bouncy effect, we have to decrease it 1.5, zero point 0.5, and just see it, and go to scene properties and calculate the frame. Yeah, so it's hitting, and here we needed to add a structure. Okay, so just going to move back, and here we are going to add a structure. Shift A, and I'm going to use a curve. Sorry, path. Path is good. And here we are going to make a path where the ball is going to move. Okay. So this is the path. I'm going to uh, press the tabs to edit it. Press 1 so you are in the front view. I'm going to select this one and select this middle one and just move it like that, like that. And this will be the structure, and I am going to go here, go to geometry and depth. I'm going to make it something like that. So basically the ball will hit here, then from this point to this point to the next waveform, the tone, it will be going to roll on here and then hit to the next structure. So that is our idea, and I'm going to press 1 and just see we already baked the frame. I'm going to move it here like that, and I think from this point to this point, its length is bigger, so I'm going to delete this one, delete this vertices so it is like smaller. We have to see according to the size of the ball, we have to change this thing, so it will provide a structure for our ball. And press A to select everything, shift D to duplicate it, and move it here. So its size also matter, so ball will not just pass this one and drop in the bottom, so its size also matter. Okay, and this one is good, looking good. I think we can move it a little bit. Yeah, it's good. And now just convert it to so object, and we have to convert this one to the mesh, and so that we can apply the physics here. So rigid body physics, it will be the passive, and according to the mesh. And here we have this bounciness, little bit bounciness as this one. Okay, so now at this point, so the ball will hit here, it will move here, and at this point we will have the next tune. So for the next tune, we are going to use this structure. So I'm going to duplicate it, Shift D, and just move it like that. Okay, and we are going to see where we are going to put this structure according to our music. Okay, just going to move it here or Y like that. And here we are going to go to the scene properties and back to frame. So basically, just see the ball is moving here. How is ball is moving? So the ball is moving here, and now it will be hit. So it's basically hitting this thing a little bit faster. So when we go here, you can see it's hitting this one at this position. So this structure, I'm going to change its properties. No, you cannot change the properties of the ball. If you change it, it will not follow the previous tune. So you like if you added two or three structure, you can change it and then just change the location. But you make a whole animation like a lot of structure, and then you just change the values for the ball. It will affect all of the values, and it will not follow it according to this music. So you have to keep it mind. No, you cannot change it. For if you added two or three structure, you can change the rigid body properties of this ball, and you can just you also have to move these things according to the ball and the music. So the main idea is ball follow the tone. So when you hear the tune, the ball will must hit this structure. So that's what we are going to do here. So for this ball, I have to increase the friction and decrease the bounciness, make it 1, and let's see. So at this point, and go to scene properties and bake the keyframe. So again, let's just see. So it's hitting this structure at this point. So what we can do, either we can, so we already added this structure. So we can press E. We are just adding more structure, and let's see. I'm going to apply the subdivision surface, and at this point, let's just see how it's going. And this one, I'm going to make it like that. Okay, so back to keyframe. Now just see. So here we want, so ball is here, and here will be the next music. So we are going to add this structure or y like that. So ball will hit it like that. Okay, and the frame is here, and ball position is, what is the ball position on 27 frame? This one. So we have to make it like that. Just little bit near to it like that. Now we are going to not change any of these values. Just here, go here and just calculate to frame and just see it. So when we play it, the ball will hit. Here the ball is hitting here. Now we are going to move to the next frame. So here on 31, what will be the ball position? We have to click here, calculate to frame. So the ball is going to hit here, then move, and its position is here on 31 keyframe. So we have this next tune on 31. I'm going to select this one, Shift D, and we are going to move it and place it under here. And we just have to rotate it a little bit. So it is like going to follow our music, and we can do that thing like for this ball. We just like that. So it will be like that, or so here we have this structure just near to it at this position. So now ball is going to hit here on this music, then on this music it will be rolling, and then just when it will be reach here this point, it will going to hit this structure, and when this waveform, this next tone, it will hit this structure, and then we move to the next structure, which is this one at this position. At this one, it will be going to move in this direction, hit here, then roll, then hit this one and this one, and now it will be move like that. So at this 35 frame, we want to see the movement of the ball, the position of the ball. So now you can see how the ball is coming. So it is hitting here, then rolling, 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 hit this one, then hit this one, and here is the next position of this ball. So we needed another structure here. So this one, Shift D, and you can just rotate it like that, and just see. Uh, we can we can place this structure in any position we want. we can make it like that. It's we only have to adjust it according to in which way we want to see the ball is going. So basically, by adding this rotation, it will the ball will hit it, and the direction of the ball will according to that structure. So on 35, we have this structure, and we just going to place it near to it. And next, we cover this structure is for this waveform, this tune, and next tune will be here on this point. So just go here and calculate to bake, and you can see now this is the tune, and we have to add a structure here. And for this structure, we can change the like the rigid body properties. We cannot change the rigid body properties for the we cannot change the rigid body properties for the ball, but for this structure, we can change the rigid body properties. Sorry guys, I have to reply. One of my friend, he just texted me. Okay. So here we can change the properties of these rigid body properties of this structure according to our requirement. Like if the ball is moving too fast or too slow, or if we want this jump, like we wanted to have a bigger jump at this position. So like for this structure, we can go here and change the bounciness or the friction values. So by adding the friction, it will just a little bit make it slow, and by increasing it will it bounciness it will have a bigger jump or bounce, and if we decrease this bounciness it will have a smaller bounciness effect. So we can change that for our structures according to our requirement, but we cannot change that for this ball. Okay, so it is reaching at this tune. So now we just have to shift D, duplicate it, and just place it. And I'm just going I just so now the ball is it's hitting here, then rolling, then hitting here, hit, and now it is hitting here, and here we have this spoon for this one. Okay, so I'm going to rotate it like that, and G to move it, and just place it at this position. Sorry, at this position, just little bit near to it. Okay, and here we will have this next spoon. It's touching. Let's see, it's touching the above structure or not. If it's touching it, we are going to play with this structure. So go to the scene properties, and here we are going to use the calculate to frame. Okay, so it's going here, and then it's hitting this structure. Here we have this tone. So this structure, I am going to play its values. I am going to make this bounciness more lower, so it will not going to jump a bigger jump, not going to hit it. So just smaller bounciness, and then go here, go to scene properties, and calculate to frame. This is our next waveform, and calculate to frame. So now here you can see it's like that, hit it, and you can see we decrease the bounciness values. No, it's not having a bigger jump or bounce. No, it is going to here. So just uh, take this one, shift D, duplicate it or rotate it, and we are going to add this one. Okay, so now just move it here, rotate it like that, just place it here. So this is for this tune. So now move to the next tune and calculate the frame. So just see it. So it is going to hit it and move it. So here for this one, I want it little bit bounciness. So this one, this tone, and here we have this next tone. So for this one, I'm going to change its bounciness. So it will have a bigger jump. So at this position, I'm going to calculate two frame. So for this is this one, and here we have another shift D or to rotate and G and place it here. So I'm going to add more structure so you can understand it completely. If you did not understand it at this point, I'm going to add more structure and now move to here and calculate to frame. So it is like that, then jump it here, then jump it, and here we have this another structure, shift D, place it here, move to next one, calculate to frame. So it's our ball is moving on the into the plane. So ball is going to hit this position. Our ball is moving on the when it's jumping, its location is changing. So this point we are going to make it little bit in this side and then just this one again I'm going to move it like that. Ball is basically moving inside. So here or X, I am going to make it a little bit like that, just rotate it. So it will just change its location. So now just see, yeah, here we want this structure. So we also have to track like it's moving in the right direction. That way, I just have to rotate it in the X direction, so it will change its direction and make it here. Y. And here we have this next music. Let's just see what's happening with it. It's just basically for this one, we have to increase the bounciness, little bit friction, and then at this point, calculate the frame. So we just want the ball according to our requirement. So basically, ball is not jumping here. It's just it hit here, then it must jump on it, but it's not jumping. Must, okay, we are going to do it or why in that way, and just like that. So now its direction will be changed, and let's see. So now you can see it's going to move in this direction, jump on it, and then move like that. And here we have this second music, and just keep adding this structure and keep seeing the effect of it. Okay, we are going to add one, two, three, four more structure, and then there is a new structure. We are going to add it here. So, like the pipe thing which you see in the video I show you. Okay, so it's reach here. Select this one, Shift D, move it. We don't need this one. Its X is rotated. Okay, so ball is reaching here. Shift D to duplicate it, move it here, or to rotate it like that. And here we are going to add. So next is here and calculate to frame. And here you can see ball is not touching it because I'm going to move it here and or X like that. So it must under this structure. Here is the music. So here you can see it's hitting, going here, back to keyframe. Why? So you have to move this bar to the next tune and calculate to frame so you can know at which position you are going to add the next structure. So just see here. So it will hit it, and then at this position we have this structure. Shift D or this point or X or X like that. So now just move it a little bit above, and this will be the next tune. So key to frame, bullet to frame, and here you can see it coming here, and then just hit it and move it like that. Hit it, move it like that. So this one. So this one I am going to change the properties. I am going to make it bounciness like that, and at this point I am going to bake it. So it basically like that, and going like that. First one, Shift D or Y, move it here. And this bounciness, I'm going to make it 1. And for the next one, I'm going to go to the next one and calculate the frame. Just keep saying it, how I'm playing with these values. Okay, so here we have this issue. It's touching it and moving it backward. So I'm going to move it here like that. Go here. Let's see. So here we have this little issue or why. So it's not basically, let's see now. I think now we are good. So here, or why, like that. Okay, and now just see it. And here again, to the next one. So at this point, and now you can see we have a bigger gap between that. And here we are going to add a pipe thing. Okay, so it's basically move like that. Then here it's going to make a jump, and here we have another tune. Okay, so for that tune, just go here and back to keyframe. So basically, now you can see it will hit here, then hit here, and it's going to travel this distance. So at this position, at here, I'm going to add a pipe at this position. So we reach at this point, and next we have to see what we can do. So here it's jumping here and then moving like that. So here we have a bigger gap. So we can add a structure like that where it's going to roll, or we can add a pipe structure. So when it's reach here, I'm going to shift S and cursor to selected and shift A, and we are going to just add a path, and I'm going to drag this path like that and tab to go to the edit mode, and I'm going to select this one and just move it like that, or to rotate them, so we can have this shape, and just like that, or like that. And here we are going to add a pipe structure, which is going to be like that, and these two I'm going to move it, this one I'm going to move it, this one I'm going to move here, and let's just make it a shape of the pipe round, and here we are going to make depth, so it must be bigger than this ball. So that's what I am going to look and analyze. Press 1. I'm going to select these two, move it like that, this one like that, and this one like that. E again like that, E here, E here, E here, E here, and we just have to match, so this ball will enter in this pipe, and at this point it must exit from the pipe. So pipe length also matter, so we just going to make something bigger, so that the distance travel must be enough to travel from this 101 timeline to reach at this timeline near about 150 or 60. Just going to play with this shape so we have a better result. So I'm just going to make it something like that. So if the size is bigger, we are going to delete it. But for now, I think that's enough. I'm going to convert it to the mesh, and here we are going to add the solidify, add little bit thickness, 0.1, and we are going to apply it and add the subdivision surface, make it to level 2. Okay, and for this one, same thing, rigid body, and this will be the passive. And for the shape, we are going to select the mesh. And now let's see, we are going to go here and go to the scene properties and back to keyframe and just see what happened with this ball. So it's going here, it's reached at this point, and we have to delete the rest of the structure. Press 1 like that, and here we have this ball. I am going to select this one and shift select. I am going to select this face, and here we have this ball. So control plus, keep doing it, control plus, and it will going to make the selection like that, and S, and delete all of these vertices. So ball is here, and again hit it, and just make it a little bit smaller, something like that, and back to frame and just see. Okay, it's entering. Now go here till this point and back to keyframe. So now you can see it will enter to this pipe and keep moving, repeating. And here for this pipe, we can decrease its friction like that. So it will be a little bit slower. Back to keyframe. Friction, and we have to increase the friction for this pipe. Increase the friction, and now see its effect of the friction. So at this point, so it's moving here, and here we have this structure again. Okay, So let's do another thing. So it's moving here. So this structure, shift D to duplicate it, and we are going to place it here. So like that. And here, relate to frame. Rolling on it and going here, and here we are going to copy this structure and shift D and move it in the bottom of this ball. Like that, and this will be the next frame. So it's sitting here, then going for this one, shift D, duplicate it, and or duplicate it. Now we want to make its direction on the other side, and go to here and at this position, shift D, and so far we did 158 frame. So this is the tune of 150. And next again this one, shift D, or next we have this tune at this point, and same way shift D, or and we are going to just keep doing this one, shift D. Here we have the next one, calculate the frame, and you can see it's hitting it and moving here, shift D, or so at this point. Next one is this one, so it's going here, and like that if we keep doing that we are going to keep doing it. And so for me I'm going to stop it at this point, and here you can see for this music file is for 1 minute, so you just have to keep repeating this process. So hope so you already understand it. If you don't, just comment it. I will try to make another tutorial of the same concept, same thing, and like that. So now we have it here under like 200 frames, and just add another one. So we have basically 200 frames. So this one at this point, and then move it here, calculate to frame, and so we have this 204. So here I'm going to shift S selection, shift A, and we are going to add a plane. I'm going to move it downward as to scale it like that. So for this plane, SX, SY. So for this plane will be the floor, and shift A for transformation, region to geometry, and this will be the also rigid body and S shape, and we want it have the mesh, and for this one we are going to make bounciness and like that, and here we are going to see it till this point and just calculate to frame, so it will hit this one and just keep going like that. This bounciness we can increase it to 1, just calculate it. We'll just keep hitting and just falling. So 249, like, where is our ball? I am going to make it more bigger like that. Control A, apply the scale and till 250 we are going to see its effect. So it's going like that from 209 to 2050, and here we have this frame and we can make it calculate to we can bake it. So here we have, and now for this ball now we apply the rigid body physics, but now we want to convert this rigid body physics to have the keyframe for this ball. So I am going to go to the object, and here we have this rigid body and take to keyframes and okay, and here we have a lot of these keyframes. Now if you see, the rigid body is like applied, so I'm going to press 1 and go to the first keyframe and just see it. Okay, now let's just add our camera. So for this one, press X, like that we are going to make it, and here we, at this position we want to see it and place our camera. Okay, so control alt and press 0, and here we have this camera. I am going to make it for reel for YouTube. So just select the cycle and GPU and go here 1080 and 120, and here we want to place our camera like that, like that. Okay, here we have our camera, and basically we want our camera to just follow our object. So here we have this one, shift S, and we have cursor to select it, and I'm going to shift A and add empty here, the plane axis, and I'm going to select the ball. I'm going to select the empty and then our ball and control P and paint it with the object. Now you can see the empty is also moving with this ball. So I'm going to select this camera, this I'm going to select this camera, and for this camera I'm going to go to constraint, add constraint and drag to, and we want to drag this in empty. So now the camera will drag this empty. Here you can see. Okay, so right now I am not going to apply this one. I am going to select this camera and go to select this camera, and here under the scene properties I am going to press I and I. And now when we move here, now you can see we are going out of frame. So at this point we want it to move like that, move like that, move like that, and press I, and again when it's reached this position we are going to move it in the X direction, little bit in the Y direction, in the Z direction, like that. Like that. Keep tracking our camera. So you just have to add all of these keyframes. So the ball is in the frame. Okay, I am going to just vertical split here. I am going to press N to hide it, to hide this one, and press T. And here for this one, I am going to, so this one will be for our render view. So I am going to click render here, and this one will be the view in which we are going to apply the render setting. And here, if I go here, render region, so it will only show the render region. Okay, and here for this ball, so first I am going to add a new a material here, and for this material I am going to press C. I am going to, sorry, press 3. So you are in the face selection, press C. So I am going to select all of these. So make sure you are not selected anything other than these top faces. I'm going to select this one. So for the first one, okay, for the first one, I'm going to add a mission, and for this ball, we are going to add the emission value of 2.5, and just see here, it's looking good. Now select this top, add another material, and this one we are going to also use the emission, and for this second one assign it, and this one we are going to make it green. So we will have this green light here, like that. So not that green, something like that. Okay, it's looking good. And the same way we are going to select another material, a new material, and we are going to make emission. And for this one, we are going to add it red. So this red, and for this one, again press C. So C is basically we have this selection, like that, all of these faces, and assign it to this red material. So here you can see, and then I'm going to add another material, and for this material we are going to make it emission, and we are going to make it blue, like that. And I am going to select all of these faces and this one, and assign it this for the blue line. So I think one other. Okay, here we have this dot for the red. We also have a face is here. This one is for the red. Assign it. Mm. So for the red, I'm going to click select. Like this, and assign it to the red. Here we have this red, and let's just delete this red material. It's good. We have the red material here, and now let's just move this bar here. So how we are going to add the material for this one, and we also going to use some. So let me change the setting, denoiser here, and for the sample I'm going to do 128. For the light path I'm going to make it 8, or we can just change here fast global illumination. Okay, and here we have this render view, and this background we are going to assign a material for it. For this background, let me see the length of the tutorial. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. Okay, so quickly for this one, we are going to use a light material. So I am going to select this one, uh, uh, the emission, and here for the emission value. So basically, we are going to animate this emission value. So when the ball is going to hit here, so here you can see the ball is hitting. When the ball is going to hit this structure, the light will glow. So here the ball is hitting. So here we will have like 2.5, and this color I'm going to make it yellow. So we have like 3, and here we will have 0 and animate it. So on frame 5, it will have no light, like that, and when it's going to hit here it will have this light. And now for this one, we are going to add the material, and we are going to make it metallic, and it will have lower roughness. And now you can see it's going to hit here, then move like that. And at this point I'm going to add a light, the area light, and I'm going to make its strength to 50, and 250 is stronger, 100, like that. It's good. Okay, so next is this structure, and again for the material we are going to use this material. And this material, we are going to make a copy of it. So for this copy we are going to delete this keyframe, and now just see its keyframe here, like when it's hitting this one. So 26, this value is 0, and we added a keyframe, and 27, and this value will be 2.5, and just animate it. And this color we are going to make it blue. So it will going to light it, and then go here. So for the next this one, So let me see if we can add a HDR, HDRI, image environment texture. I am going to open it and go to the, sorry guys, I have a lot of files here. So just don't see my screen, please. Please don't see my screen. So we have this HDRI and point one. Yeah, point one is good. So we will have some light here. Okay. Next here the ball. We have this ball. So it's at this point. This one will have a material. This one and have a copy of that. No, no, not this one. So this material, not this one. We will have what is the material name? Ball glue. This material. So we will have this material and we will make a copy of it and just delete these keyframes by pressing the X. So on 30 frame it will have 0 value and just keyframe it, and on the next keyframe this value will be 2.5 and just animate it. And this color, now we are going to use this sky color like that. We can change its value to, okay, it's good. Okay, we just did this one, then move to the next one. So 30, we will add ball glue and we will just make it so delete, add a copy of it and delete these two keyframes by pressing the X. And here we are going to add what we are going to add. We are going to add this value 0. Press the this animate property to add a keyframe and move to the next keyframe, and here this value will be 3. And for the color we are going to make it a reddish color and animate it. So here we have this glow, and on this frame we don't have any glow. So now move to the next structure, this one. And the same way you just keep adding the material and keep animating this emission value. So it will take a lot of time if I am going to start doing it for each one of it. So it will take a lot of time. So next I am going to just to add a material for this one, because for this one we are going to add some nodes. So it will be and we will have a glossy look. So how we can achieve that? So just have to go to the shading property, and here under the shading just go to the, and here I'm going to add camera to layout. Just go to, so here we have this one, and so in the camera we have this thing. Okay, so for this one, as you can see, we did not added the light for the structure. So for this one we are going to add a material here. So just simple BSDF, we have this simple BSDF, and here I am going to add some nodes. So just copy these nodes, not something complex. So shift A, first one we are going to add a layer weight. So layer weight, then shift A, and we are going to add a color ramp. So basically we want a glowing layer, and then we have to add a go to color, and here we will see a mix color node, that one. And so first we have to change some values. For the roughness we are going to make it 0, and for the transmission we are going to make it 1. And we have to we can play this emission value. So for the mix this one is going to plug to the emission, and for the color this color is going to go to the this factor, and here this layer weight for the blend value we are going to change it to 0.46, and for the facing we are going to add it to the factor 1. And here I am going to just change it like that, and this one I am going to change it like that. And here we can, for this color we are going to make it gray, and this color we are going to make it white, and just see its effect. So basically it's hanging. And one thing I just forget to save my file. This was a blunder in the blender. So you just save your files. So let me just save it to ball. Don't see my files. So just save it. So here you can see we have this glassy look, and this material, this one is representing the inner side and the whiter is representing the outside. Here you can see. So for this white I am going to which color I am going to add? Blue is good. Okay, for the outer side we are I just make the blue one, so it will just take some time. I have a 4 GB graphic card. A lot of people ask about the graphic card. So I have NVIDIA graphic card, 4 GB, and you can see its result here. So for the Blender, I think you must have a stronger computer. Okay, and for this inner, I think we can go with just see how this material will, it will take time. So you just have to sit and just watch this tutorial, and I think you will be able to make the video like that. And here I don't like its strength. Yeah, we are not seeing the ball, so I think you just have to play with these values, these color values, so you will have this classy look. 1.46, and here we have to increase, we can increase the emission strength. Let it will it is taking some time, so just wait. Okay, it's not looking good. So this value, let's see if we make it 2, what will happen. I don't like this thing. Inner we have a soft color and the outer we have a stronger color, and just see how it will look when it's done. So basically we have a lot of lights, that's why it's taking time. Yeah, it's good, but the strength is high. We can make it 1.2. It's taking time. Yeah, it's good. No, because this must give a glossy look. So now it's giving the glossy look. We can see this ball here. It's moving in it. So now I'm going to move to the first frame. Move to the first frame. Why you are taking so much time? Yeah. So one thing, so you just have to add the structure like we did. You just have to add the emission and color to everything, and so and then you can just render it. So one thing I am going to just tell you. So here we can also do something simplify. I am not going to use it just to make some for the film color management. Here we can use something called medium local, and just I'm going to render this frame. So here we are going to see the sample for our render. It's 128. It's good. And just render this image. Render this image. So as you see, here was computing tree. So one other setting we can change it here in the render. We have this advanced lights. This library, just uncheck it or just uncheck it and make it 0.05. That's this is the render. Again, I'm going to render the image. And you can also use the denoising data if you want. Denoising data, and this is our, let me, this one we are going to use it. Okay, go to compositing, use nodes. Here we are going to shift A and we are going to add viewer. So we can see it, and shift A, add up this node, glare, and for the streaks I am going to fog glow, and this one we are going to make it 6, and we can also shift A, denoising, denoiser, okay. We are not going to use the denoising data. I just forget the setup. Okay, this one is looking good. So you just have to add this glare node, and you can play with these values, and we are good. So you can go to layout and just render your animation. So the remaining task you have to do it yourself, because for the tutorial size is already big. It's it's near about 2 hours. So just do the rest of the work yourself. You already watched the tutorial. Now just go find a tool and do it in the same method. And if in any case you are not able to understand it, you can just comment it, we don't get it, or just post your question, what the issue you are facing. I will just make another tutorial, so no issue with that. These videos are very famous on TikTok, on YouTube, have the million views, and a lot of people are asking about these things. I just make two tutorials, and these was previous two tutorials was by using the manual, like you just use the timeline and clock editor, and this one we just use a simple method, which is the rigid body simulation. So thank you so much for watching this video, and just subscribe my